Well, thank you, Orly, and the entire EcoMotion team for bringing together such a great group of innovators from Israel and from other countries around the world. We are all here this week in Israel to help shape the future of mobility, which is really about the journey, not about the destination. And this is what I would like to spend most of my time on today. I was going to say that I'm the last thing between you and drinks, but since they've been serving drinks all afternoon, I'm not sure that's much of a point. And morning. So let me start first with our view of the Israeli ecosystem. This week we've got some of the most outstanding advances in mobility, bringing here and helping us gain a full insight and perspective and really a glimpse at what the future has to offer by top-notch innovators, and I tell you, some really, really smart talent. In the US, we hear a lot about all the mobility solutions that are being developed in Silicon Valley. Sorry. Well, I can tell you firsthand on what we've seen here this week, Israel is definitely a competitor, and in many cases exceeds what is presently being done in Silicon Valley. So Startup Nation is very much alive here. And I think what differentiates what's going on here with what's going on in the valley is it's more than about an exit value. It's about a purpose of what you're actually building and what you can do for society to change what we need to do to make our transportation systems work better together. And in fact, maybe Startup Nation should change to Innovation Nation. I've been coming to Israel now since 1977. And yeah, that's probably before most of you were alive. But I continue to be amazed at the growth that exists and the output that this country produces. And for those of you who have been involved and who have helped build the many successes here, congratulations. And please don't stop creating, please don't stop developing, because our collective futures depend on it. Last year, the title of this event was A Glimpse into Our Future. This year, the title has really moved forward to talk about reshaping the transportation landscape. That's a pretty meaningful change for a one-year time. But based on what we've seen today and the 100 exhibits that were in the room behind us, it's very well justified. Many of you probably know that Ford is also tapping into the ecosystem and especially the talent pool here. And I'd like to call a special call out to our friends and fellow employees of Sipes, our Israeli-based startup that we purchased in August of 2016. What a huge success that has been for us. And for those of you who don't know Sipes, they were a company founded in 2013 specializing in computer vision and machine learning. And what they will do for us is accelerate the development of Ford's autonomous vehicles by enhancing our machine and deep learning capabilities. They've been working closely with our Argo AI and Ford more broadly to develop 3D mapping module for level 4 AVs and have been an integral part to the AV driving policy. We have also recently collaborated with Waze, and as of last week, Waze app is now globally available on the Ford Sync AppLink infotainment system. We also have local Ford technology scouts based out of Tel Aviv who consistently look for opportunities for us. If you have interesting technologies that you think fits our strategy, please make sure to speak to Zev and Boaz. Thanks, guys. And they will be able to help and give you guidance on how best to connect with us and the fit to our strategy. So let's go back a second to the mobility journey, which no doubt is going to continue to evolve. Global trends like urbanization, the growth of the middle class, air quality, changing customer trends pose challenges for not only our industry, but for most industries. To come up with integrated solutions, our industry, and that includes almost everybody in this room, must be working together. Whether it's a user of service, the provider of service, or the cities in which we live. We all need to collaborate on the mobility journey. And it really is more fun to work together as opposed to individuals. We at Ford Mobility certainly do not, and we look forward to future collaborations with some of you, whether as partners, owners, or customers. So let me tell you a little bit about our Ford Mobility journey and our strategy. Because our mission is to enhance the vehicle experience for our customers and to enable cities to improve accessibility and reliability of transportation. And we've made some significant strides over the past year on our road to becoming the world's most trusted mobility company. We have made strides in investments to solidify the very foundation of our mobility business. And these foundational are very much aligned with the technology that's being developed and the strength that's being developed here in Israel. Connectivity, obvious, every vehicle is going to have to be connected. Our development of our Ford Pass channel, which is an open channel to all of our vehicle customers, and will be the path to provide them services over time. The Transportation Mobility Cloud, which is our open architecture that will enable us to deliver services at the system level. And of course, cybersecurity, which is about trust and something that Ford takes extremely seriously. And there'll be more to come in the future. These strategic actions enable us to accelerate the creation of products and services to enhance the customer experience and drive city solutions. At the core of our strength is connectivity. Connectivity drives data collection. Mass data collection drives analytics, and analytics will drive solutions. Ultimately, all vehicles will be connected to each other, to customers, and to infrastructure. These smart vehicles are our future. In order to build toward this reality, all Ford and Lincoln vehicles, all new Ford and Lincoln vehicles will be connected in the U.S. by the end of 2019, and in 2020 for all those markets outside the U.S. And we are aggressively working to provide our long-term Ford customers with a retrofit connectivity solution for their pre-2019 vehicles. Our solutions are business-based, based on sound business models that are identifying the pain and the points of delight from our customers, commercial fleets, and importantly, our cities. We are making thoughtful decisions around what solutions to provide, what solutions to develop, using the best use of capital. We are a company that has been built on the ideals of democratizing mobility. Over 100 years ago, I know that seems like a long time, and it is, the automobile was the ultimate disruptor of human life, giving people new freedom to travel much further distances, like they have never had before. Over time, as our cities began to be designed not around people, but around vehicles, the roads overtook towns, cities, and community centers. Today, we see this in many daily life activities that we all are a part of. Time we used to spend with each other is now spent in traffic. The price of freedom to move was the creation of the world's roads that were built for cars, replacing streets intended for living. The promise for growth in cities will not happen if people cannot move around. With the power of AI and the rise of autonomous and connected vehicles, for the first time in over a century, the transportation system can bring back that freedom to cities which our citizens desperately desire. And we are focused on how we can best do that to design the technology to service human needs and society. To address these problems, we need to contribute to a system to help cities increase the capacity and use of shared modes, along with increasing connectivity, vehicles, and infrastructure. Ford's strategy is to deliver mobility products and services that will enhance all the layers of the transportation system. Improvements to the vehicle, communications to infrastructure, connectivity, and digital services, and to alleviate the transportation drag that cities globally have and will support smart vehicles operating in a smart world. To support this, we've recently acquired a Palo Alto and Toronto-based company called Autonomic. The purpose of what we did was to accelerate the establishment of what we're calling the Transportation Mobility Cloud, or TMC for short. The Transportation Mobility Cloud will manage information flow, basic transactions being the very components of the transportation ecosystem, including OEM communication, service providers, vehicles, bicycles, pedestrians, mass transit systems, as well as city infrastructure such as traffic lights and parking. Another step we have taken is to develop a group called City Solutions, which is set out to truly understand what the city's needs are to move people more efficiently and deliver solutions. And not all cities, trust me, not all cities are alike. We are teaming up with major cities around the world to solve congestion issues to help people move easily through their city today and in the future. Over the last few years, we have actively been approaching cities and developing relationships with key officials and leaders to better understand each city's need for transportation challenges. We then work together to identify opportunities to introduce transportation solutions from Ford that can help improve people's lives. Again, our goal is to provide affordable, accessible mobility solution so no one in our cities are left behind. Two recent examples for us in this space is our acquisition and running of Chariot, our ride-sharing commuter and business-to-business company, which presently now operates in 5 cities in the US and London. And we see Chariot as one of those solutions for cities that will help bridge the gap between car ownership and the resulting congestion versus public transportation that faces challenges keeping up with the growing population. Another recent example is our GoRide non-emergency medical transport business, which we just recently launched in Southeast Michigan. This business will satisfy a huge need in our cities, providing non-emergency medical transport to an aging population. And we would see Chariot and NEMT being cornerstones of our micro-transit business. Moving to the ever-popular autonomous vehicles. And I think if you didn't know they were popular, go next door. We believe that self-driving vehicles should really help cities thrive by empowering their residents and their businesses. The technology can enable far more than just an efficient way to hail a ride, such as helping ensure access to jobs, services for people who live in underserved communities. Ford intends to begin the production of fully autonomous vehicles for commercial application, such as mobility services like ride-hailing or package delivery in 2021. We have engaged in several US states, including California, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, to focus and help advance a national framework that permits deployment and operation of these AVs, because safety is of utmost importance to us. We believe the potential for self-driving vehicles to improve safety and expand mobility. And we also think that leveraging the Transportation Mobility Cloud, as well as CV2X technology, cities will be able to benefit from the full potential of self-driving vehicles to improve safety and mobility for all. And we've kicked off several steps this year already with our partnership with Postmates testing package and goods delivery, as well as our working with Domino's in delivering pizza. We have also started a business model in Miami to help us test out the different AV business models that will allow us to test the current state of the technology against what the city and county wants. And I thank the government officials who are obviously very supportive of this. So in closing, we are operating in a period of unprecedented change. The disruption in the automobile industry is real, and it's moving fast. Israel will play a huge role in the future of mobility, and especially the future of Ford in mobility. We are looking forward to engaging with you to further development of solutions for all of our customers and our cities. So thank you again to the EcoMotion team for allowing us to share your thoughts. And I would also like to personally thank the Ford team here, the leadership of sites, our local scouts, and our partners with Deloitte that helped us all week see the right folks at the right time. Thank you.